The year is 2077. No, not that one, but rather one where the world is still gripped by the iron wallet of late-stage capitalism. So late-stage, in fact, that you're either a corporate shill who's ready to sell out your loved ones for a better insurance premium, a hardened mercenary who's ready to kill other people's loved ones for easy money or a better insurance premium, or you're forced to die in poverty, probably at the hands of your own loved ones so that they can get a better insurance premium. So, slightly better than the other 2077, I guess? Cyberpunk contains 44 achievements to grab, with an extra 13 if you have the DLC, but that's a separate video, so we're not going to talk about that right now. The achievements span a merry list of story reveals, side missions, grindfest side quests, and a few fun for the whole family ways to test out your new cyberware. But which one is the hardest to achieve? Well, let's find out. Cyberpunk starts the same way any RPG worth its salt does, a 45-minute character creator, in which I can finally truly make a character that's just like me. This is V, our playable character who will see us through all the way to the end of Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk's beginning is different depending on what background you choose for V. I chose the Nomad background, where we're hired by Jackie Wells to transport highly illegal goods across the border.
Mames, a real iguana.
Everything goes tits up tremendously, and we become best friends bonding over it. You know, the typical male bonding experience. Then, the best months of our lives flash by quite quickly, and boom, we can grab our first achievement, the Fool, for becoming a Night City mercenary. The Fool is the first story-related achievement, and pretty much the first achievement everyone gets, setting them on the path of the story of the game. And, well, spoiler alert, all of the story achievements are awarded for simply progressing the story, so none of these can really be counted as the hardest achievement. But let's take a look at them anyway, just so we've covered everything. Spoilers ahead for the story. We begin with The Rescue, wherein the realms of science and magic seem to have blended into one. Oh, invisible gun. I've got an invisible gun. You're about to get shot with these the gun might be invisible, but the bullet's ain't. It's worth mentioning that it's no secret Cyberpunk had a messy launch, with Sony and Microsoft even offering refunds for the game. Since then, the game is much better, but there are still a few bugs here and there. It's after this mission that Jackie tells us about a gig he's managed to score with Dex, so we meet up with both Dex and the client, work out a deal with Meredith, the Militech agent, get the Flathead, and start the final prep for the heist. We infiltrate Konpeki Plaza, sneak into Yorinobu Arasaka's suite, he helps his dad, the Emperor, gently to the floor, and we manage to steal the relic without any issues whatsoever.
Bug! Container depressurized. Ion chip integrity at 94%. Fucking dropping. Carajo.
Well, at least we actually did manage to collect the relic, so at least we can get paid for that. It's here that we're simultaneously saved and doomed by Shadow the Hedgehog, as the construct that is Johnny Silverhand starts rewriting our brain and implanting himself onto our body. You know, the typical male bonding experience. And this is the game. Desperately get Keanu Reeves out of your brain before he kills you.
Fuck.
We are saved by Takimura, the bodyguard of the Emperor who had one job, and it's with him that we'll progress most of the main story, which diverts here into two paths. We'll start by searching for the client for the heist, Evelyn Parker. With the help of Judy, we get information from Clouds by giving the manager a massage, politely asking this creepy ripper doc for some information, find and rescue Evelyn, and Judy helps us scroll a BD that she found that leads us to the Voodoo Boys in Pacifica. Before that, we'll meet up with Panam, help her get her car back, and in exchange, she'll commit an act of terrorism for us.
That's how you do it.
Anders Hellman, an Arasaka scientist, is on board, and we capture and interrogate him for our next achievement, the Wheel of Fortune. After this, we can meet the Voodoo Boys, do some shopping, and find Alt Cunningham for the Hermit achievement. After letting Takamura do the recon because I was super busy doing something else,
Bet you didn't expect to see me here.
So what now?
we start our plan to infiltrate an Arasaka float during a parade they're throwing to speak to Hanako Arasaka, Yorinobu's sister. At the hideout, we didn't go back for Takamura because when I fell through the floor, I scraped my knee and it really hurt. One weird message person from Hanako later, and we're now ready for the end of the game. We'll get the High Priestess achievement for talking with Hanako, and then we need to make a choice. There is one main achievement tied to the end of the game, that being the world, but there are 4 others depending on which ending you choose. By playing out Panam's storyline, we can leave Night City with the Aldecaldos and get the Star achievement, or we can help Takamura avenge the death of Saburo Arasaka and get the Devil achievement, or we can let Johnny take control and storm Arasaka Tower and get the Sun achievement. At the end of these, we also get the option to give up our body and let Johnny take over permanently, living out the rest of our days as himself. You know, the typical male bonding experience. And that's the main story of Cyberpunk. Aside from these achievements, we'll get the Wandering Fool for finding Altaro graffiti, achievements Life of the Road, Judy vs Night City, To Protect and Serve, and To Bad Decisions for finishing Panam's, Judy's, Rivers and Kerry Eurodyne respective stories, and finally, Bushido and Chill for letting Johnny use our body to reignite an old love story of his, which isn't the typical male bonding experience, but maybe it should be. Now that's pretty much all story related achievements done and dusted. I've breezed through them quite quickly so we can move on and look at the rest of them. The next set of achievements we're going to look at are the grind achievements, one where the difficulty mainly comes from the sheer amount you have to do. Not hard, just time consuming and usually unlocked over the course of an entire playthrough. So, let's dive right in. Let's begin with Stanislavski's method, where we need to use a dialogue option relating to V's backstory 10 times, a really easy achievement. We're bumping up the numbers now though for True Soldier, for killing or incapacitating 300 enemies with ranged weapons, which does sound like a lot, but think about how many times you'll rage when you randomly fail trying to stealth a section. There's also True Warrior, for game ending 100 enemies, this time with melee weapons. You can double up and get the Quick and the Dead, for killing 50 enemies while time is slowed. You can get these achievements while you're completing every gig and NCPD scanner mission in each district. 7 achievements in total here, and don't forget to complete every Cyber Psycho sighting as well for the I Am the Law achievement. All the money we've earned so far can go towards chroming up each body part for full body conversion and auto jock for purchasing all vehicles available for purchase that were in the game at launch, which makes up 23 vehicles and 3 motorcycles, totaling €1,366,948. To unlock these vehicles for purchase, you'll need street cred, and you'll get the Legend of the Afterlife achievement for reaching maximum street cred. The Breathtaking achievement is awarded for collecting all items that once belonged to Johnny Silverhand, with 2 of them being missable, those being his shoes and his gun. Getting all of these achievements should help you find the fast travel data terminals and get the frequent flyer achievement, as well as 10 out of 10 for reaching max level in any skill. Finally, in this grind category is Must Be the Rats, where you need to use the Distract Enemies quick hack 30 times without drawing attention to yourself. Despite running quick hacks, I ended up having to resort to specialised tactics to unlock this achievement.
Alright, at least it was nothing. What now?
Also, I don't really know where to put this one, but you'll get Master Crafter for crafting 3 legendary items, which is just a matter of getting crafting blueprints and having the necessary tier components, so... We've now only got 8 achievements left to get, and these fall into the challenge category. So called because these remaining achievements have strict requirements to unlock, such as number of enemies killed or equipment used. It's within this category that the hardest achievement sits, but we'll go over all of them and then compare them to the previous achievements we've already unlocked. Let's begin. Let's start with 2 achievements, right back at you for killing an enemy who threw a grenade at you, and Gunslinger for shooting a grenade mid-air with a revolver. 2 very self-explanatory achievements to grab that you'll most likely get just playing through the game normally. Maybe you'll miss Gunslinger if you aren't using a revolver and you don't typically shoot things people throw at you. All you need to do is find people with grenades on them. How hard can that be? The grenades must have some sort of large hitbox or aim assist because I almost always hit the grenades when they're mid-air. Wait, I'm absolutely cracked at this game and I never miss a grenade mid-air. That's 2 more achievements done. One that's more difficult,
probably because it requires actual thinking and planning,
is Christmas Tree Attack, for finishing a breach protocol with 3 demons uploaded. Basically just hack into things and make sure to get at least 3 tiers of hack going. I barely did this because I reached a stage where my choices were either meticulously hacking at the vending machines for money, or I guess I could sell the 68 guns I collected from all the enemies I've killed. Still, not too hard an achievement, but potentially missable. This next achievement will let you channel your inner John Wick. Wait, hang on a minute. 2 heads, 1 bullet requires you to shoot 2 people in the head with 1 bullet, and if you didn't figure that out, I can't help you. This was a missable for me because I'm not efficient enough to be killing 2 enemies at once, but with a charged sniper round that can change. So that was much less glamorous than you might have thought it was going to be, but it still counts. These next 2 achievements require us to change up our chrome and use 2 different cyberware. Firstly, the easier one, by using Second Heart we can revive after we've had our hit points reduced, and if we kill the enemy who downed us, we'll get V for Vendetta. Maybe just try this one with just 1 enemy instead of the entire cast of Police Academy. For Rough Landing, we need to use our Berserk cyberware and do a ground pound to incapacitate at least 2 enemies in one go. We need the cyberware and a blunt weapon for this, and it should be as simple as being in the air and then not. The last achievements we need to grab require you and 3 friends, so we might as well cut our losses now, guys. The first is Gun Fu, for game-ending 3 enemies in quick succession with a pistol or revolver in close combat, which might sound difficult for you, but not for me. Finally, we have Demon in the Shell, for using the Detonate Grenade quick hack and getting 3 enemies with it. Unfortunately for us, grenades have become quite the rare collectible in Night City because every time I found a group of 3, they all had decided to leave their grenades at home that day, and you can't use a normal grenade to blow up 3 enemies, you have to detonate it in their pocket, Davy Crenshaw style. The hardest part is just finding people with grenades in their pockets that will explode, because if it just poisons them, there's a chance they'll survive. You want it to be more like this. And that's all 44 achievements for Cyberpunk 2077. So which is the hardest? To start, I'll say that the last achievement I got was 10 out of 10, and this was at the end of the game, so I had to just go around and shoot everybody to reach max level for Headhunter, which was my highest skill anyway. This achievement has a 20.2% completion rate, and there are plenty that fall beneath the 10% line, like the Jungle for completing all gigs and NCPD scanner missions in Santo Domingo at 10.2%, or Frequent Flyer coming in at 9.8%. Gunslinger actually sits at 9.3%, while Rough Landing comes in at 7.2%. Interestingly, the Devil for completing the main storyline with Takemura and Arasaka actually has a 7.5% player completion, while the other story ending achievements sit at roughly 17% and is only beaten by The Wasteland, Rough Landing and one other achievement. By this logic, that would make the Devil the 4th hardest achievement in the game, harder than distracting 30 people, harder than shooting 2 people with 1 bullet, harder than letting literally another man take full control of our body as we essentially die. But if we're looking at percentages here, the hardest achievement is Demon in the Shell, for detonating a grenade in an enemy's pocket and killing 3 enemies. What makes this so hard? Well, there's a chance that the grenade won't even kill the 3 enemies, so then you're back on the hunt for a group of at least 3 people, hoping at least one of them has a grenade on them. hoping said grenade is full of explosive, and that this time it will get them. You can attack enemies to drop their health, but then you're in a combat encounter, and the enemies tend to run around and hide behind cover a lot. It did genuinely take me a couple of attempts to finally get this trophy, and when I did, I felt a wave of relief that I'd never have to go digitally digging around people's pockets ever again. But what do you think? Is that the hardest achievement in Cyberpunk 2077? Let me know down below, and thank you for watching. Subscribe and stay tuned for more stuff in the future. Don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna do something. I'm live on YouTube and Twitch as well, actually. So if you subscribe here or on Twitch, link in the description, you can join in some live stuff that we're doing. Alright, cool. See you next time.